All right, let's start by sitting on the very, very edge of the chair. And hands on the middle of your thighs. Press the hands into the thighs and lift the rib cage and inhale deeply. And exhale deeply. And again, press into the thigh and allow the shoulders to lift. And the ribs to lift. And let it go and drop the ribs, but also drop the shoulders and feel how your elbows are going down with it. And again, the hands will go into the thighs. And we're going to inhale deeply. Hopefully through our nostrils, the rib comes up and the shoulders come up and up and up and up and up. And when you exhale, the ribs will go down, the shoulder will glide down, the shoulder blades will slide over the ribs in the back, and the elbows will go down. And now inhale and bring the elbows out while you're rotating your hands so the fingers are getting towards the center, towards one another. And exhale and bring the elbows back to the ribs and see if you can kind of touch the ribs. And inhale and rotate and get the elbows out. Feel how it widens your back. And exhale and bring the elbows back into the center, close to the body. And inhale and elbows out. Forward and forward and forward and forward until you feel the stretch in the back. Let's keep the arms forward, the elbows forward. And now we're going to exhale and we're going to pull the back backwards. We're going to round the back. We're going to lower the face down to look in between the legs. The back is completely round. The elbows are forward. And now we're going to inhale. We're going to keep the elbows out and we're going to bring the back up and up and up, just like a turtle that comes out of its own shell. The elbows stay out all the time. Forward and exhale, round the back, lower the head, and inhale, and now pull the hands out, but don't let the legs are holding the arms, so there is resistance between the thighs and the arms. And exhale, and round your head, neck and back, and the head is looking down in between the legs. And as you inhale, the arms are pulling out, but the legs are resisting. So you're using tension within the body as the back is coming up and the head is coming out. Again, like the turtle that peeks out of the shell. And exhale and round the back. And inhale, and with resistance, pull the arms out, but the legs are holding. And we'll do it a few more times. Exhale, rounding, and inhale, coming out and pulling the elbows out to the sides. And we'll do it 2 more times. Exhale and round. And pull the arms out and resist with the legs as the back is coming up 1 vertebra at a time. And relax. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. It's only the hips. Pa-pam, pa-pam, pa-pam. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. Again, pa-pam, pa-pam. It's only the hips. We're trying to get the limbs to move up the legs. Last time. Pa-pam, 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 Hands into the middle of the thigh, take a deep breath, lift the ribs, lift the shoulders, and now hold the breath. And when you exhale, make a sound, lowering the ribs, lowering the shoulder blades. Let them glide over the back ribs. And one more time. Hands in the middle of the thigh, take a deep inhalation. Lift the ribs, lift the shoulders, hold the breath. And wonderful. Take your right arm and put it over your head, kind of on the side of the forehead. With the elbow, we're going to guide the elbow to the opposite knee. So open your legs a little bit wider. Inhale, and when you exhale, you're turning and lowering the elbow over the knee. You're not lowering from the hip joint. You're lowering from the head, neck, and upper back. And come up and open. And now we're going to bend from the groin. And we're going to try to go as low as we can. Very different movement. And inhale up. And the third time we're going to go from the elbow down to the ribs. Rotate and lower only halfway down your back. So the elbow is over the knee. It probably will not get there. And inhale and come up. And the fourth time we'll bend from the groin, reaching down with a pretty much straight back. And coming up. And again, we're going to do the diagonal from elbow to ribs. And coming up. And the next one from the groin. Exhale. Reach down. Inhale. Reach up. From the elbow to the ribs. Exhale. Inhale up. And from the groin. And come up. And let's change sides. So now my left arm is over my left side of my forehead. And we're starting from the elbow to the ribs, diagonal, head, neck, upper back. Inhale and come up. And from the groin, and come up. And the short diagonal, exhale. Inhale up, all the way up until you have completely open, and from the groin and come up, and again from the upper part of your back and come up on the inhale. Exhale from the groin and inhale up. And one more time, the short version movement is from the upper back while you exhale. And now while you exhale, the movement will come from the groin. in, come up, in, rest. Roll your shoulders up and back, up and back, up and back, up and back. Bring your knees in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Let's open the legs a little bit wider. Again, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. Let's bring the toes in, the heels in, the toes in, the heels in. Go ahead and lift your right leg up. Bring your toes and the heel and lower the toes and lift the toes. Maybe I'll do it to the side and lower the toes and lift the toes and lower the toes and lift the toes and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and lower and lift and relax. Other leg, lift and lower. The movement comes from the ankle and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and lower, lift and relax. Lift the first leg, turn the toes in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and out, in and out, and in and out, and in and out, and in and relax. Other leg, lift, in and out, 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 in and relax. Lift the first leg up, and now we're going to make circles with the heel. Circle the heel. Think about the heel circling. Don't think about the toes. Think about the heel circling. 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 And circling. Let's change the direction. Circle out. Circle out. Circle out. Circle out. Let's do 4 more. The heel circles. The heel circles. Try to get the brain to connect to the heel circling. And 1 more. Good. Let's try the other leg. Lift the other leg and look at the heel maybe. Sometimes the vision helps. So circle in one direction. But don't think about the toes, think about the heel. It's a smaller circle maybe. But we're trying to move all the tendons that going on the sides of the leg going into the foot. Circle in one direction. Nice, and let's do the other direction. Circle. And circle, and 3rd time, and 4th time, and 5th, and 6th, and 7, and 8, and relax. Let's have the feet right underneath our knees. We're sitting on the very, very edge of the chair. Put your hands close to your knees. Lift your heels up, 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 up. And drop the heels down. Boom. And up. And drop. 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 One more time, up and drop. Let's put our heels together and the toes out. We'll do it again. Lift the heels, press, 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 press up to the toes and drop. And up and drop. And up and drop it. Up and drop. Don't just lower. Up and drop. Up. Drop it. Up. Drop it. Drop. One more. Drop. Bring the legs to parallel again and lift the heels again. Bring the toes a little closer to you. Bring the heels out and in and out. It's tiny movement. We're working with the tendons and the muscles coming down from the knees on the sides of the leg and going into the foot. And we're strengthening the ankles. Out with the heel and in with the heel. Out with the heel and in with the heel. Out with the heel and in. And can you feel you have a difference between one foot or the other? I definitely feel difference. Out and in. And now slowly, slowly lower the heels down. Very, very slowly. Press down, 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 and down. Now we're going to bring the heels together and the toes apart. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to press the heels up and up and up and up and up. And we're going to move the heel out and in and out and in. It's like backwards and forward in this position. And you probably feel a little bit tightness around the ankles, and that's a good thing. You are working areas that you don't usually work, especially if you're in shoes. Make the heel move. Make the heel move as much as you can, even if it's just in your imagination. That's okay too. It's a beginning. That's where it starts. We have to have the word. We have to have the picture. There you go. And now slowly lower the heels down. Slowly, slowly, slowly lower the heels down. Rotate the legs. Good. Bring your left leg a little bit to the center and bring the right leg over the left. And now bring both knees to both sides and rotate from right to left. You can hold on to the chair for safety. And as it feels a little bit more comfortable, allow the hip to rotate with you. Allow the hip to rotate with you. It's kind of like a little bit like a lazy Susan, right? And twist, and twist, and twist. And that will be good enough. Relax the leg. Bring the right leg to the center. Bring the left leg over and start small, only with the legs. And when you feel like you understand what we're doing and the body is comfortable, you start allowing the hip to start rotating. Nice. In center and lower. Bring your right leg And see if you can bring it over on top of the left thigh. The ankle is resting on the thigh. This leg is gonna rotate in, and the knee will go up to the opposite shoulder. Remember, we started with the elbow going down to the opposite knee. Now we're bringing the knee to the opposite shoulder and separating and taking it apart. So now the rotation and the curve will be in the lower back, where before we had it in the upper back. This way we're getting the whole back. Not just in flexion and extension, but also adding the rotation to it. We want the ribs to start to be used and work like an accordion. The muscles between the ribs are small, but they should be flexible and movable. And I try not to use the name rib cage, because the word cage is kind of suggesting that there's no movement. And actually, when we do use the movement of the ribs, when we walk, when we reach, then we have way more ability to use the whole body and to get full functioning, which we cannot if we just use the arms and the legs and the torso is one lump. And let's go to the other side. So release the right leg from the left leg. Take a minute to adjust, breathe in, breathe out. Let's take another deep breath. Exhale, and when you're ready, lift your left leg, place the ankle over the thigh, and now we're going to bring the left knee to the right shoulder and separate. And feel how when the leg comes up, your hip rotates backwards, making room, and your lower back is in movement, it's lengthening. And you probably find yourself exhaling when you get closer and inhaling when you're opening up, which is the easiest way to do it. And one more. And lower the leg. And I'd like to just kind of make another point that when we did it with the arm, we did a short arc which rounded and moved in rotation the upper back. But then we also moved from the groin. If we do the same thing with the leg, when we move only from the groin and we don't allow the back now to round, there is less ability. So let's try it. Put the right leg up on your thigh and lift the knee without rounding the back. You get a specific stretch behind the leg and somewhat into the buttocks a little bit, but not much. And it's definitely not an efficient movement. And let it go. And let's do the other leg just for good measures. Lift the left leg up on the right thigh. Keep the back straight and work from the groin. As you exhale, you get a specific stretch. And let go. Pa-pam. Pa-pam, 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 pa-pam. Let's lift our right arm again overhead, and this time the elbow will make a full circle. So it's going to come up, up and over to the ceiling as I'm rotating with a straight back. Lowering down to the side, coming over the left knee, coming over the right knee, and rotating up to where I started from. Let's go the other direction. Going to the side, down, rounding down, rounding over to the front, over the right knee, over the left knee, all the way to the left side as much as the waist would allow you, and keep on lifting the elbow up and up and up until you get to where we started from. And let go the right arm and lift your left arm. We'll start by going over, and down to the front, over the leg, over the other knee, out into the side. Make sure you don't fall. Maybe you hold onto the chair and rotate up and over to where we started from. And now we're going to start to the side where the arm is, going to the side, going forward, going over one knee, going over the other knee, crossing the body. You may want to hold the chair when you go to the side. Make sure that you're on the chair and come back to center. And lower the arm. Take a deep breath. And let's see if the knee can do that. So we're going to lift the right knee. We're going to take it to the side, just as much as you can. You may want to hold the chair. You may want to hold the knee with the other hand. Lift the knee up, roll the pelvis backwards, round your back, bring the knee to one shoulder, bring the knee, align it with the other shoulder, lowering it down, and come back to where we started. Nice. Let's try the other direction. Lift the knee, cross it, lift it up as you roll your pelvis back, bring it to one shoulder, open it towards the other shoulder, open it out to the side, and bring it back down. Isn't it fun? Let's do the other leg. Make sure you hold the chair, just for safety. And lift the knee up, crossing over the other leg, bring it out to the shoulder, bring it to the other shoulder while the pelvis is rolling back, the back is nice and round, and bring it out to the side and back down to the floor. We have one more side. Lift the knee, open it to the side, roll the pelvis back, bring the knee to the one shoulder, align it with the other shoulder, over the other leg, and down. And come back to center, sit on the edge of the chair. Take a deep breath, and when we exhale, we're gonna go So the wrist is soft, but you're making a fist, and it's not a tight fist, it's soft. And you're kind of banging on your thymus. So inhale, and while you exhale, And let's do it one more time. Inhale. And exhale. This is something that I did when I had COVID many times a day, and it really helped me. Now just massage it here a little bit. And put your hands on your thighs. And take a deep breath. Exhale. And I thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you next time.